You got it. Welcome to another episode of You Can't Make This Shit Up. I can't figure out what I'm doing. I'm Joel Hoxley. This is David Washington. We host this Jay and Washington Network production because you can't make this shit up. David, take it away.
All right, here we go, Joel. A Florida school's request for permission slips to let students hear a reading from a Black author sparks controversy. The move aligns with Florida's 2021 Parents' Bill of Rights, causing confusion and backlash. Critics argue it reflects Governor DeSantis's push towards, push against woke education, limiting discussions on race and history. The state claims no permission is needed for Black history, dismissing the controversy as a media driven lie. Amidst a broader education debate, the incident highlights tensions over parental involvement and curriculum restrictions. Let's go.
Oh, David, look, the permission slip alone as a parent would have made me go ballistic. Like I would have been like, I have a permission slip from the school and it says, and it's what it said. It's the way it was stated that I would have been giving permission for my child to because they're going to go over a book written or an African American book is how it was written. Or they didn't talk about it was a African American author. You know, it was the request from the in the court. So this is Miami Dade, and the permission slip was uh, like book written by an African American. So Chuck Walters in the article, he posted a photo of a permission slip that he received for his first grader, which states in the active description, quote, students will participate and listen to a book written by an African American. I'm dead right there. Listen, I am on the phone with my school board. I am on the phone with whoever will listen to me because I will be like, what is this shit? Is this an attack? Is this an attack on Ron DeSantis's, you know, stuff? Because this to me, as a conservative, is written in a way to make me angry.
Oh, yes, I think it is an attack. What did you call it, Aaron? Malicious compliance. And it's pushback. It's very clear. It is pushback against this parental bill of rights bill that was or law that was put into place in 2021. This is clearly a school official saying, this is dumb.
Well, if you want to stick up your middle finger, you can do that anywhere, but you don't do it by sending a message to parents that you're, I mean, oh, look, there's not a book ban in the state of Florida. There is a group of individuals, there's legislation that is trying to make appropriate, age appropriate content available in school, simply separating, separating the, you know, separating certain material and getting into somebody's hands at an early age. Yes, David, you can say the internet, but some parents,
You knew I
some parents,
was.
and
You knew
some
I
parents, yeah,
was.
and that some parents actually monitor that stuff. Others just let it go. You have you have 5 year olds with freaking phones nowadays.
Straight up.
So I'm just saying this is inappropriate. Even if you don't like the bill, if you don't like the bill, change it. Get the votes to change it.
It is snarky, and I would have responded with a snarky comment after I signed it for my kid. A permission slip like this is needed for every event that is out of the ordinary curriculum. And that is mind boggling. Why not have one permission slip to cover the whole year? No, for every single event, you need to sign a permission slip. You and I growing up, I just remember most times my parents receiving a permission slip for an activity off of the campus,
Any
away from school.
Yes, any activity that may cause, harm, if insurance might be needed, like you're going to travel in a bus, you'll need a permission slip. If you're going to have an event
Right.
that's at the gymnasium that might have might impact you. So
Right.
certain things that, you know, and then sex education came into play when I became a parent. I mean, when it was introduced to us in school at first, it was no permission slip, but then eventually there was a, hey, when do you want, or do you want the school, having that conversation.
And then also, this is another step in governmental overreach, the government being the parent now. And when government becomes a parent or becomes the provider, whether it's welfare or affirmative action or so forth and so on, and now they're the parent, and it's taking away the responsibility of the parent to be engaged in their child's education, to be involved in the PTA meetings, to be involved in the extracurricular activities. It's just taking away that responsibility. Here, you sign this permission slip, it's okay. I want my kids to have a wide variety of information made available to them. And it's incumbent upon me and their mother to determine, mostly their mother, because they're with her, to determine if that information is appropriate. They're old enough to have their own phones. Well, two are college age, and the other is in junior high. But he has access to the internet, and he likes to read. Um, However, there's always the internet. It- it's not like we're living, in the Little House on the Prairie days. There's so much information out there, and again, we're taking away ultimately the responsibility of the parents to be parents.
Students will participate and listen to a book written by an African American. My response would have been, as long as he's African American and he's not an Anglo-Saxon American. I don't know how do you respond to something like that. It's like,
I mean, would it be a
as long
book?
as it's not David Duke. I mean, come on.
Right. Would it be a book by Elon Musk? Maybe,
Oh no,
is he
no, you
American?
can't. No, if it's if it's about Steve Jobs, no. Okay, if I no. Oh wait, I just don't want a book if it's about Biden, but I want one about I want one about Clinton, because I mean I have more respect for Clinton than I do on Biden. I mean, I'd be writing a book back to this people.
But this is where we're at now. It's so petty, and these laws are so petty. It's not doing anything to change my kitchen table issues. And this Bill of Rights is again is government overreach, in my opinion. And if we're going to protect our kids from harmful material, get involved in your kids' lives.
All I say is, again, this is the kind of stuff that we talk about. If you don't like to live in the state of Florida, you don't want your kids to, be educated in a state that wants, your kids not to be inundated with um, inappropriate material. Um, that's what state rights are for. So, or that's what the ballot box is for. So it's up to you which way you stand. But Republicans outnumber Democrats here in the state of Florida, all because Ron DeSantis has been the governor. So I agree with Mark Robinson from North Carolina, Lieutenant Governor, when he says you want good neighbors, and you know you want good neighbors, so you want to make sure you have people that agree with you. So um,
I think
DeSantis gets a lot of credit for he gets a lot of credit for this stuff, and the only way, and I'm not saying vote Democrat, but I'm saying the only way is if this is not an issue that you want, you find somebody who's running against your Republican that is against it. But that's the only way you do good business, is by the ballot box.
you can still have a good neighbor if they don't if they disagree with you. I mean, I
As
think
long
the
as it's not New
lieutenant
York.
governor.
As I'm from Massachusetts, and we would have loved to have sent New York into the sea. So,
Good Lord. I think the lieutenant governor was a little bit melodramatic in that statement, but I want my community, my my children, my sons, to have the ability to hear and see a wide range of perspectives, that are appropriate for their age. Again, I have two sons, two adult sons, one 19, the other 24, and then a junior high um, um, student. And so what's appropriate for the 19 and 24-year-old may not be appropriate for the junior high. However, allow their parents, my son's parents, to make those decisions of what they read or not read.
Well, this is interesting. Again, this is not the intent of the law, but it does bring the subject up. So kudos to the parent that decided to give this to the media, and
kudos to the teacher who's poking the bear there with with this statement. Hey, started the conversation. That's what we need more of.
Well, like, share, comment. We are your political innovators. We are doing things differently than anybody else. We're trying to make sure that politics is done the right way, the right people in the right place at the right time.
Thank you, Joel.